Welcome back to the channel. It is officially Madden season. It is August 14th, just after 8 o'clock here. We're doing our first mini scheme, and we are in West Coast. Probably my favorite playbook, not probably, definitely my favorite playbook the last couple years, last few years, really, 2 or 3 years. I've been in West Coast, and we're going to be looking at Singleback wing slot, and this is something I kind of added to my repertoire towards the end of the last Madden here. But I really want to go over it here as the first, well, I just shook my camera. I want to go over it here as the first real mini scheme here on the channel for Madden 24 on release night. So I really like the scheme. Good stuff out of it here. So Singleback wing slot. I am going to flip it here. Typically it is, if we're looking at the play Dagger, that's going to be what we're coming out in. The concept Dagger is off to the left side of the screen when you first come out in the play. I'm going to flip it because I have Josh Allen as a right-handed quarterback. If you had a left-handed quarterback, which you'll see kind of why we're doing that later in the scheme. It just makes it a little bit easier to, kind of throw off to your right as a right-handed guy. So we'll come out in Dagger, and we'll just match with just really nickel defense here. And Dagger, the way I want to run it here is basically just block up my running back, and of course we're going to have Dagger to the right side of the field now with your number one, in this case Diggs, in the slot, which is kind of nice because you can be able to do some different things with him. Once we get Hot Route Master as well, that helps as well. Kincaid is also your other vertical stretch there as your other tight end, your wing tight end there. Kind of has a little bit of a goofy release, sort of fades off to the left side of the screen. Knox is your underneath route, and then Davis as your little dig route in behind, coming underneath of Diggs. So we just run it here. I mean, pretty simple. I really like the Kincaid route over there with your wing tight end. Like I said, he does kind of fade off to the left, but you can lead him back in like we did there and into the middle of the field. And we'll block up a running back one more time. And also what's really nice about this drag route from the tight end is that his alignment is going to be able to get you some free yards there. So like this, let's just show you real quick here. I mean, there's really no one near, if I can get to him, really no one near him here. Like, they're going to pass off. These guys are going to kind of pass him off and sort of try to defend it that way. But the leverage is just not there. And, I mean, Dawson is just going to be able to go underneath. And drag routes are just typically very nice, just nice checkdowns to have in the field. Typically, a user can't really come down and play the drag route. They're going to be trying to play stuff down the field. So pretty nice there on the left side of the field through tight ends. And we'll try to hit this Dagger concept one time. Of course, our guys get hung up. We'll just hold on to the ball. B was coming across the field, but guys get hung up. Of course, we're gonna get quarters now, I guess, because that's still in the game. That's still in the game. Out in nickel, and they give us quarters. That's, if you were wondering, that's still in there. But we'll run Dagger one more time. We'll try to hit this Dagger concept. Looks like we're gonna get man again. And there you can kind of see Knox almost gets like a free release. The DB was way over to the left side, and that's gonna give you free yards. So we're just trying to hit that Dagger concept, but Knox did get a nice some free yards there. Here we'll kind of hold on to the ball, try to throw it into that little window, but we are trying to get Gabe Davis to kind of wrap around there and sort of settle down into this little hole. And I'm just going to throw a pick right there. That's terrible. Throw it into the window, though. Don't throw it right to the other team. Throw it where they aren't. So, Dagger, though, pretty simple. Let's get into this run game here. 2 run plays out of this. I like to have my audible zone weak and stretch alert bubble. Obviously, these are zone weak is going to be like your run to the right here, and then stretch alert bubble will be your run to the left. Obviously, we can't flip these because they're RPOs, so I'd like to have both runs. If you watch these videos before in the past, we want to have run left, we want to have run right. We want to be able to get to those things whenever we need to, wherever the box dictates. We want to be able to run there. So have a run right, run left, and like I said, they're RPOs, so we can't really flip them. We can't flip them. Both are just bubbles out there by your number one receiver out of the slot, which is nice. So we'll just kind of, run them there, and when you get light boxes, you want to be able to take advantage of those, especially throwing the ball down the field like we kind of are with Dagger, and we're going to do a drive view check, so we're going to be throwing the ball down the field here a little bit, and you just want to be able to, kind of pick your spots, pick where, if you have a light box, like I said, be able to take advantage of that. If they're really not playing anybody towards the tight ends, like, I mean, here, you probably don't want to necessarily run it towards those tight ends, but I mean, maybe you have some really good blockers out there. You can get outside, pick up some yards. Makes them really want to have to defend the run outside, inside, and on both sides of the ball. So, and of course, like I said, you still have the little bubble out there. It's nice that your number one receivers are working out of the slot. Usually your best player, so your best offensive weapon. So that's nice there. So run game pretty simple. I don't want to hash that out too much, but drive check is our next one. Again, we're going to block up the back, and this one is a little bit different as well because Kincaid now, your wing tight end, is going to be on the drag route as opposed to Knox being on the drag route, which is nice. So, and then basically we're going to be turning this into sail with Diggs, Davis, and Kincaid. Basically turning this into a sail concept with Knox just sort of leaking over the middle of the field later in the route progression here. So we're trying to hook up, we're trying to hit Diggs here, trying to set up this corner route and create all that space to Diggs, create sail, trying to throw it down the field, make him play those zone drops at 20-25 yards, open up those underneath routes. So we'll do drive you check again. It looks like these running backs are blocking pretty well. Again, we're going to be able to throw a dime right there to Diggs. Again, we're trying to make him play these zone drops super far down the field, 20-25 yards, push that ball down the field, and in turn it's going to give you these light boxes as well with the run game. But that is what we're trying to set up here. Of course, you still have that over the middle of the field to Knox. Really nice there as well if they are trying to user, maybe the user tries to take away that corner out, having difficulties doing that. Yeah, I mean, you still have, of course, there we get a little bit of heat coming at us. Drag route didn't quite get out there quick enough, but you can kind of see what we're working here. Here against man coverage, you kind of hope your tight end can. Not sure what Knox was doing there, but drop there. You can kind of see we're working. This dagger play, we're kind of working like right to left with the progression here. We're kind of with the dagger out, the dig route, bigger down the field. He's kind of running right to left. Whereas here, drive you check, we're kind of pushing towards the sidelines, not necessarily towards the middle of the field. And those are kind of our two big pass plays that we are trying to set up. You got to have some sail routes in there, some sail concepts. I mean, it works. So it's a very good concept. That's why teams run it on Sundays. That's why we're going to run it here. So. We have our deeper passing game here, and the last one I just want to kind of touch on here is stick. Pretty simple. You're gonna have your stick concept to the left side of the field with your tight ends. I do kind of like running stick with the tight ends with your backside slant, and then see if Diggs has so he doesn't have hot route master or slot apprentice, whatever it is. But if you would put him on a deep crosser, that would be a great follow route here with Diggs kind of going through and then Davis in behind. That's a great way to do it. Another way is to just kind of put him on an in. You can do something like that. Another thing, just do double slants with stick to the backside. Knox sits down. Right, you want to have this quick passing game as well. We aren't just going to be able to chuck the ball down the field every single time. And here, I mean, we're kind of getting a stacked box, so maybe you don't want to do that kind of thing here. But we'll run double slants again. I mean, Diggs underneath. Kind of makes the user account for a lot of different things. Maybe you don't want to run the slant out of that either. I mean, you can just let them on a flat. Maybe you throw them back on a zig. Something like that. Here you kind of get the matchup, and then, you know, one-on-one man coverage with a safety. You kind of run the zig. You can kind of see that you can kind of pick your spots and things like that. But I really like the scheme. You have the two tight ends. And again, I mean, you have the two tight ends. You want to be able to run the ball. Like, once you get those light boxes and you get maybe the user's paying a little bit less attention, you want to be able to run the ball. You have two tight ends. You have two better blockers out there. You want to be able to take advantage of that. So that is the end of this one, though. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. Pretty simple little scheme just to get going in West Coast. Like I said, the West Coast playbook, very, very good. We're going to be coming out with stuff on that probably all year. It's a good playbook, great playbook. Like a majority of the stuff out of there. So yeah, that is, like I said, the end of this one. Stay tuned to this channel. Go ahead and subscribe. We're going to be pumping out content just like crazy over these first few days, first few weeks of this Madden season. I want to get schemes out. Want to do a bunch of different stuff on the channel. So really want to be stepping in high gear here for Madden 24. So hope to, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Hope to catch you guys in the next one here. Later.